Notice is hereby given of the reorganization meeting of the Board of Education of the Town of Westfield in the County of Union, New Jersey at 6 p.m. on the evening of Tuesday, May 9th, 2023 in Cafeteria B of Westfield High School, 550 Dorian Road, Westfield, New Jersey. In public, the board secretary will read the results of the school board election, swear in new board members, elect a president and vice president, and then move into private session to discuss matters rendered confidential by state and federal law, including personnel. The regular public portion of the meeting will resume at 7 p.m. The purpose of the meeting is to transact the regular business of the board and to transact any other business to come properly before the board. This is to advise the general public and to instruct that it be recorded in the minutes that in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, entitled the Open Public Meetings Act, the Westfield School Board on Thursday, May 4th, 2023, caused to be posted at the office of the Board of Education located at 302 Elm Street, Westfield, New Jersey, and delivered to the Westfield Leader, the Star Ledger, the Westfield Library, Town Clerk of Westfield, Tap Into Westfield, and Patch.com, a meeting notice setting forth the time, date, and location of this meeting. Brendan, can you lead us in the flag salute? At the annual election held on April 25th, 2023, Kent Diamond, Charles Jelinas, and Brendan Galligan were all elected for 3-year terms. The Union County Board of Elections certified the results of the election on May 8th, 2023. And now we will swear in the new board members. I will swear you in if we want to meet in the middle up here. Or actually, should we do it? Do you want to just turn yours around?
Oh.
All right, you can go first.
All right. I.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Kent Diamond,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States and this state
in the United States and this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I state your name.
I, Kent Diamond,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess
that I possess
the qualifications prescribed by law
the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of member of a Board of Education,
for the office of member of Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified
and that I am not disqualified
as a voter
as a voter
pursuant to RS
pursuant to RS
19:4-1,
4-1,
nor disqualified
nor disqualified
due to conviction of a crime
due to conviction of a crime
or offense listed in
or offense listed in
NJS
NJS
18A:12-1,
18A:12-1,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all duties of that office
all duties of that office
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Charles Jelinas,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States and this state
in the United States and this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I state your name.
I, Charles Jelinas,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications
that I possess the qualifications
prescribed by law
prescribed by law
for the office of member of a Board of Education,
for the office of member of a Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified
and that I am not disqualified
as a voter pursuant to
as a voter pursuant to
RS
RS
19:4-1,
19:4-1,
nor disqualified due to conviction
nor disqualified due to conviction
of a crime or offense
of a crime or offense
listed in NJS
listed in NJS
18A:12-1,
18A:12-1,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
impartially, and justly
perform all duties of that office
perform all duties of that office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Come on. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me.
You get both. You get the left hand.
I
Brendan
state your
Galligan,
name, do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New
and
Jersey,
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States and this state
in the United States and this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I state your name,
I, Brendan Galligan,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of member of a Board of Education,
for the office of member of a Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified as a voter
and I'm not disqualified as a voter
pursuant to RS
pursuant to RS
19:4-1,
19:4-1,
nor disqualified due to conviction
nor disqualified due to conviction
of a crime or offense
of a crime or offense
listed in NJS
listed in NJS
18A:12-1,
18A:12-1,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
impartially, and justly
perform all duties of that office
all duties of that office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Oh, wait, we need our photo.
Good times to come.
Okay. And now I'll do a roll call vote with all of the members of the board. Sahar Aziz,
Here.
Rob Bonaccio,
Here.
Kent Diamond,
Here.
Brendan Galligan,
Here.
Charles Gelinas,
Here.
Layla Morelli. Here. Sonal Patel. Here. Kristen Sonic-Schmeltz.
Here.
Mary Wickens. Here. Now we will move into the organization of the board. And we will move into voting for the board president and vice president for one-year terms. This process is governed by bylaw 152 and will proceed as follows. We will ask for a nomination for the office. If there is more than one nomination for office, we will record all of the nominations and then have any discussion on them. A roll call vote will then be held on the nominations in the order that they were received. If the first board member nominated receives a majority of the votes, they will take the office, and we will not continue to the other nominations. Can I have a nomination for president? Brendan?
Yeah, Patty, I'd like to nominate Sonal Patel to be our board president for the next year. Sonal has been on the board for 2.5 years at this point.
Okay.
We actually, by the bylaw, we don't need a second.
Yeah, we don't
but-
need a second for these.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody would like to second it, I'm happy to take a second, third, and fourth.
Are there any other nominations for president? Any discussion?
Yeah, I'll like to say why I'm nominating Sonal. Sonal's been on the board for 2.5 years at this point, has co-chaired our policy committee over the last year, and I've been truly impressed by her work as a co-chair of the policy committee. And I look forward to, she brings experience as an educator in the classroom, which is not something we've had in board leadership in a very long time. And I look forward to Sonal leading us through the next year.
Okay. Go ahead, Sarah.
I'm also excited to have Sonal as the next president. I'm also really excited that we're going to have a woman of color as the president of Westfield, which I think is really important as a role model for our diversifying community. And I'm looking forward to her leadership.
Any other comments? Ready for a vote? Okay. Sahar Aziz,
Yes.
Rob Bonaccio,
Yes.
Kent Diamond,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
Yes.
Charles Gelinas,
Yes.
Layla Morelli,
Yes.
Sonal Patel,
Yes.
Kristen Sonic Schmeltz,
Yes.
Mary Wickens. Okay, congratulations, Sonal, and we will now turn the meeting over to you.
Thank you for those kind words and for your votes. I appreciate it. And at this time, I'd like to open up nominations for Vice President.
I'd like to nominate Rob Bonaccio.
Okay. Is there any other nominations? Do I just open it up for discussion now? Okay. Does anybody have any comments?
I'll speak.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that Rob and I have known each other a long time outside of school, and we come from very different backgrounds, different thought processes, but we always manage to work well together. And I appreciate his point of view and his ability to compromise. And I'm happy to nominate you.
This is the first time I've heard that you're running. I heard hearsay that you're running, but I appreciate you willing to step up for leadership. Although I do wish that I would have at least been contacted, and I want to thank Sonal for contacting me about that.
Okay. Can we have a vote?
Sure.
Hold on.
Sahar Aziz,
No.
Rob Bonaccio,
I better.
Kent Diamond,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
Yes.
Charles Gelinas,
Yes.
Layla Morelli,
Yes.
Sonal Patel,
Yes.
Kristen Sonic Schmeltz,
Yes.
Mary Wickens.
Okay, at this time, we need to, the acknowledgement. Oh, yes. I look forward to working with Rob. And at this time, I'd like to move into the acknowledgement of the Code of Ethics. The Code of Ethics acceptance by board members is required by law, and that I will go around the table and read assign each one of you something to read. Acknowledge and agree that a school board member shall abide by the following School Board Association Code of Ethics for school board members. Number one, I will uphold and enforce all laws, rules, and regulations of the State Board of Education and court orders pertaining to schools. Desired changes shall be brought about only through legal and ethical procedures. Mary, would you like to read number
Sure.
2, please?
Number 2, I will make decisions in terms of the educational welfare of children and will seek to develop and maintain public schools that meet the individual needs of all children regardless of their ability, race, creed, sex, or social standing.
I will confine my board action to policymaking, planning, and appraisal, and I will help to frame policies and plans only after the board has consulted those who will be affected by them.
I will carry out my responsibility not to administer the schools, but, together with my fellow board members, to see that they are well-run.
I will recognize that authority rests with the Board of Education and will make no personal promises nor take any private action that may compromise the board.
I will refuse to surrender my independent judgment to special interest or partisan political groups, or to use the schools for personal gain or for the gain of friends.
Is it me? I will hold confidential all matters pertaining to the schools which, if disclosed, would needlessly injure individuals or the schools. In all other matters, I will provide accurate information and, in concert with my fellow board members, interpret to the staff the aspirations of the community for its school.
I will vote to appoint the best qualified personnel available after consideration of the recommendation of the Chief Administrative Officer.
I will support and protect school personnel in proper performance of their duties.
I will refer all complaints to the Chief Administrative Officer and will act on the complaints at public meetings only after failure of an administrative solution. After the meeting, we'll sign this and return this to Patty. I ask the board to approve the following resolution. Resolved, be it resolved that the Board of Education move into private session for the purpose of discussing matters rendered confidential by state and federal law, including personnel, and be it further resolved that any discussion held by the board which need not remain confidential and the results of the discussion will be made public as soon as practicable. Can I have a second? Second. Thank you, Kent. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, then we are now in private session. Wait, that's not loud. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Just make sure you keep it as close to it as possible.
Okay. I can just start reading. Okay. At our last board meeting, we congratulated Michael Beelen, who retired from the Westfield Board of Education following more than 6 years of service. Mike thanked the Westfield community and shared with us some of his experiences while on the board. Tonight, we have invited Mike back to receive this formal resolution, which I will now read before inviting him to join Dr. Gonzalez and I for a photograph. Resolution by the Board of Education of Westfield, New Jersey, Michael Beelen. Whereas Michael Beelen has served for 6 years on the Westfield Board of Education with dedication to the children, families, and community members of Westfield. And whereas, as chairperson of the Facilities and Finance Committee, Michael Beelen has remained committed to fiscal decisions that meet the needs of all students and to responsible maintenance and renovation of the district's buildings and grounds. And whereas Michael Beelen has served as chairperson of additional board committees, including curriculum, instruction and programs, long-range planning, and technology, during which his extensive knowledge of the district and communications expertise has proven invaluable. And whereas during his tenure, Michael Beelen has served as a member of the Legislation and Negotiations Committees. And whereas Michael Beelen volunteered many hours as a board liaison to the PTO, PTSO of McKinley Elementary School and Edison Intermediate School and the Westfield Memorial Library Board. Now therefore be it resolved that this Board of Education recognizes Michael Beelen for his volunteerism and service on the Westfield Board of Education from 2017 to 2023. And be it further resolved that this resolution be presented to Michael Beelen on May 9th, 2023. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution attesting to the appreciation of the Board of Education becomes part of the official minutes of this meeting.
I'll just say 2 words. Just want to thank the Westfield community for the honor and privilege of serving on the Westfield Board of Education these past 6+ years. I'd also like to congratulate Charles, Kent, and Brendan on their election to the board this coming year. I think we'll have a lot of continuity, and it's great to have Charles as a new member. I'd also like to congratulate Sonal and Rob as president and vice president. I've worked with them both on the board, and I've known Rob quite a long time. And I think we'll have great communication, and I know they're always at the meetings, and they'll really go and support our district. Thanks very much, everyone.
On behalf of the entire board, I want to welcome our student instrumentalists and vocalists who have performed in regional and state ensembles, and in some cases at the national level as well. I can only imagine the number of hours and weeks of dedicated practice necessary to prepare for the rigorous auditions. Given the number of students selected for these prestigious performances, it is no surprise that the Westfield Public School District has been named one of the best communities for music education in the nation for a sixth consecutive year. We will begin with our student musicians from Edison and Roosevelt Intermediate Schools who performed with the Central Jersey Music Educators Association Region 2 Intermediate Band. When I call your name in alphabetical order, please come up to accept a certificate of recognition from Superintendent Dr. Raymond Gonzalez before proceeding onto the stage to await a photograph. Your band directors will be invited to the podium to say a few words before joining you for the photo. Arboria Abrams, bassoon. AJ Bastan Pillai, trumpet. Nathan DeBole, trumpet. Alexander Fu, trumpet. Alex Giangoni, tuba. Jacqueline Mohan, French horn. Ethan Roy Watko, trumpet. Alejandro Phillips Vasquez, tuba. Serena Shi, flute. I now invite Roosevelt Band Director James Doyle and Edison Band Director John Scazzaro up to the podium.
We just want to say congratulations to all these students. As you said, these students put in tremendous amount of hours and hard work at home. We would love to say that we've done everything. We gave them everything they know, but in fact, it's actually the true dedication that they have to their instruments. They're the ones working at home, again, with private instructors and doing everything they need to. And again, we couldn't be more proud of you for representing our schools in Westfield.
I can't really add much to that. John hit it on the head. Mr. Scazzaro hit it on the head. Your hard work is a testament to your own drive to be great at what you do. And we're very, very grateful and very lucky to work with students like you. So keep up the good work, and thanks again.
Yep, no worries.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Next up are Edison and Roosevelt Intermediate School musicians selected to perform with All-State and Region 2 Intermediate Orchestras. Again, alphabetically, they are Lillian Duval, violin. Lilia performed with the All-State and Region 2 Orchestras. Alex Hu, violin. Alex performed with the Region 2 Orchestra. Mai Kim, violin. Mai performed with the All-State and Region 2 Orchestras. Justin O. Justin performed with the All-State and Region 2 Orchestras. Ria Satwalekar. Ria performed with the All-State Orchestra. Andrew Song, viola. Andrew performed with the Region 2 Orchestra. Roosevelt Orchestra Director Bryce Freeman and Edison Orchestra Director Amanda Gant, you are invited to come up and say a few words about your talented students.
Hi, everybody. I just want to echo what Mr. Scazzaro and Mr. Doyle also said. The work for these auditions is a grueling process that usually begins in the summer before the school year even starts. And to say that I'm proud would be an understatement. But again, as they also said, most of the work that comes from within, and all of you, and I know Mr. Freeman's student as well, really put forth that extra effort to really hone your craft. And it's a pleasure and an honor to be standing up here with you today. Great job, you guys.
Okay, we turn our attention now to Westfield High School musicians, beginning with the 4 students who performed with the Region 2 and All-State bands. They are Nolan Daly, trumpet. Charlie Hu, oboe. Liliana Lincoln, clarinet. Sarah Lincoln, clarinet. Our band directors are Trevor Sindorf and Christopher Vitale. Mr. Sindorf, Mr. Vitale, would you like to come to the podium before joining your students on the stage for a photograph?
Thanks. We like to start, of course, by taking all the credit. And I'm just kidding, obviously. They've worked really hard. In addition to what's been said already, we just want to thank them for helping to set a great example for the other students in the district, helping to elevate the programs by just continuing to raise the bar every year. We're really proud of you, and we're looking forward to another year next year from all 4 of you. Thank you.
Okay. 3 Westfield High School orchestra students were selected for regional and state ensembles for the 2022-2023 school year. As I call your name, please come up to accept a certificate and move onto the stage for a photograph. Kevin Chen, viola. Kevin performed with the All-Eastern and All-State orchestras. All-Eastern ensembles consist of high school juniors and seniors from Connecticut, Delaware, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Vermont. Yenjae Hu. Owen Wei. Yenjae and Owen performed with the Region 2 Orchestra. Orchestra Director Craig Stanton was unable to attend tonight, but he asked that I share his congratulatory statement. I would like to congratulate Yenjay, Kevin, and Owen on all of their musical accomplishments this year. All three students have been integral parts of our Westfield High School orchestra program, not only with their stellar musicianship, but student leadership as well. To be accepted into any audition group, whether it is regional, all-state, or even all-Eastern orchestra, takes a tremendous amount of talent, dedication, and commitment. Congratulations again to Yenjay, Kevin, and Owen on this recognition of their hard work. We now welcome our student vocalists whose talent knows no bounds. During the 2022-2023 school year, 21 students performed with the Region 2 Chorus, 24 were selected to the All-State Chorus, 7 performed last month at the All-Eastern Division Conference, and a 12th grader traveled to Maryland to perform with the National Association for Music Education's National Choir. Members of the concert choir and chorale also recently traveled to Washington, D.C. to participate in the World Strides Music Festival, at which they placed highly in many categories of the competitive, adjudicated performance, while in the nation's capital, these accomplished vocalists also performed in the rotunda of the U.S. Senate Office building and on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. Again, I will call each of you up in alphabetical order and ask that you proceed onto the stage to await a group photograph. Avery Brooks, All-State Treble Chorus. Giada Camarano, All-State Treble Chorus, Region 2 Treble Chorus. Aprameo Chakravarti, All-Eastern Mixed Chorus, All-State Mixed Chorus, Region 2 Mixed Chorus, where she placed 4th for Base 2 in region auditions. Kara Kogan, Region 2 Treble Chorus, where she placed 5th for Soprano 1 in region auditions. Charlotte Petronio, All-State Treble Chorus. Caitlin D'Alessandro, All-State Treble Chorus, Region 2 Mixed Chorus. Kelsey Dix, Region 2 Treble Chorus. Hannah Forbes, Region 2 Treble Chorus. Joseph Gamba, All-State Mixed Chorus. Garrett Gow, All-State Mixed Chorus. Natalie Gonzalez, All-State Treble Chorus, Region 2 Mixed Chorus. Sophia Havens, All-Eastern Mixed Chorus, All-State Mixed Chorus. Sophia placed 5th in Soprano 1 in state auditions, Region 2 Treble Chorus, where she placed 2nd for Soprano 1 in region auditions. Rachel Clem, All-State Treble Chorus, Region 2 Treble Chorus. Rachel placed 2nd for Soprano 2 in region auditions. Sam Laitman, All-State Mixed Chorus, where he placed 9th in Bass 1 in state auditions, Region 2 Mixed Chorus. Sarah LaMonica, All-Eastern Treble Chorus, All-State Mixed Chorus, Region 2 Treble Chorus. Kyra Lensner, All-State Treble Chorus, Region 2 Mixed Chorus. Evan Leone, All-Eastern Mixed Chorus, All-State Mixed Chorus. Evan placed 5th in the Bass 2 in state auditions. Is it bass or bass? Skylar Lipkin, all-state mixed chorus. Region 2 mixed chorus, where he placed 3rd for tenor 2 in region auditions. Olivia Marino, all-state mixed chorus, Region 2 mixed chorus. Angelina Mora, all-Eastern treble chorus, all-state mixed chorus. Caroline Morelli, all-state treble chorus. Kiran Patel, Region 2 mixed chorus. Nadia Rigo, all-state mixed chorus, Region 2 mixed chorus. Nadia placed 1st for alto 2 in region auditions. Mia Sacco, Region 2 mixed chorus. Lucy St. Denis, all Eastern treble chorus, all state mixed chorus, where she placed 4th in alto 1 in region auditions. Keaton Shepard, Region 2 mixed chorus. Keaton placed 4th for tenor 1 in region auditions. Isabella Shrahane, all-state treble chorus. Leah Turetsky, Region 2 treble chorus. Ryan Williamson. Ryan performed with the National Choir, sponsored by the National Association for Music Education. He also performed with the All-Eastern Mixed Chorus. And Ryan placed 1st for bass 2 in state auditions before performing with the All-State Mixed Chorus. Ethan Young, All-State Mixed Chorus. Region 2 Mixed Chorus. Ethan placed 2nd for bass 2 in region auditions. Let me now invite choral director John Brzezowski up to the podium to say a few words about these amazing students.
We were saying, it's the choir kids because they know how to stand on risers. They are in windows even. It's really quite impressive. So it's always such a great source of pride for me to get up at these meetings and for us all to recognize these students for their hard work. We've said hard work and dedication and, of course, talent. But I also want to just say how proud I am of all of you. It's just wonderful looking up there and seeing we probably had over 30 students participate in an honor choir this year, more than that audition, and just taking that first step to audition is courageous. It shows that you want to take your choir experience to the next level, that you got the choir bug and you wanted to go with that. And you, even if you are a freshman just starting your choir journey or a senior, it's been just so much fun watching you all grow and get to this point. So thank you for your hard work, dedication, and love for music. So thank you and congratulations again.
Thank you to all of you students, families, friends, and instructors for joining us tonight to honor our student vocalists and instrumentalists. We're going to pause for a few minutes.
Okay, if I could ask everyone to find their seat, we're going to continue with our recognitions this evening. By the looks of everyone in the room, I think we're all looking forward to the next presentation, so let me begin. I have the esteemed pleasure of being able to begin the remarks this evening. Last week was Teacher Appreciation Week, and I want to thank all of our dedicated educators for all they do on behalf of our students. I also want to thank the Rotary Club of Westfield for its annual recognition of an outstanding teacher at the elementary level, and for introducing a new award this year to honor a non-certificated staff member in our midst. On May 1st, I had the pleasure of surprising the recipients of this year's Phil Hauer and Steengraff Fellowship Awards at their schools. Both were visibly touched, and it was heartwarming to witness the enthusiastic reaction of the students during the visits. Franklin head custodian Jesse Rodriguez is the winner of the first annual Wayman Steengraff Award, and as he was unable to attend tonight, we look forward to recognizing him at our next meeting on June 13th. Tonight, we welcome Marie Morris and her family and friends, and students and colleagues. Marie is a first grade teacher at Wilson Elementary School and the recipient of the 2023 Charles Phil Hauer Fellowship Award. She has been teaching first grade at Wilson for 11 years. Letters of nomination praise Mrs. Morris as an extremely dedicated and passionate teacher who goes above and beyond daily to educate, care for, and make sure her students have fun while learning. On behalf of the entire public schools community, I congratulate Marie on this well-deserved recognition. And I now invite Wilson Principal Crystal Marsh up to the podium to tell us more about Mrs. Morris's many contributions to the Wilson community.
When I joined the Wilson community last year, one of the first things Marie Morris shared with me was how much of an impact the educators and administrators in the Westfield Public Schools had on her own children. Having been in her classroom several times over the last almost 2 years, I can confidently say that Mrs. Morris is that teacher for so many of her students. Her class, which she affectionately calls Snoopy's Pals, is a wonderful community of learners. Like the Peanuts characters did daily on their comic strip, Mrs. Morris helps each of her students work through so many types of lessons. She starts the day by meeting with the class on the rug for morning meeting, where each student gets to share something about themselves, what they did, what they're proud of, or what they're looking forward to. And it's just one of the many ways that Mrs. Morris gets to know each of her students and celebrate how special they are. When you walk down the hall past Mrs. Morris's room, you frequently find art projects drying along the floor for every special occasion or season because she's determined to make each and every one of them memorable for all of her students. I won't tell you what she has up her sleeve for Mother's Day this weekend, but no doubt it'll be something you all will cherish. This year, I had the opportunity to sit in on her back-to-school night presentation. And before she shared anything about herself or first grade and reader's workshop, she let the parents introduce themselves and share something about each one of their children. At the conclusion of the presentation, she asked the parents how many of them remembered their first grade teacher. I know I do, Mrs. Apgar. Do you remember your first grade teacher? First grade is a significant, foundational, and memorable year of school and experience for our students. Day in and day out, Mrs. Morris brings her class together to grow as readers, writers, mathematicians, scientists, historians, and maybe most importantly of all, as people. I'm so proud that you were chosen to receive this award and that we get to present it to you during Wilson's celebration of Teacher Appreciation Week. You can see by the amount of people here to support you tonight how appreciated and valued you are. Congratulations.
Wow. Thank you. I certainly feel appreciated. Oh. Okay.
Okay. She'll have it. We wanted to take this moment to read the resolution first before Mrs. Morris has a chance to speak. So the resolution by the Board of Education of Westfield, New Jersey, to Marie Morris from the Rotary Club of Westfield 2023 Philhauer Fellow. Whereas Charles Philhauer distinguished himself as an outstanding educator during 30 years of service as Westfield Superintendent of Schools from 1917 to 1947, helping establish Westfield as a premier school district in the state of New Jersey. And whereas the Rotary Club of Westfield has established a fellowship in memory of Charles Philhauer, co-founder and past president of the Rotary Club, and whereas this memorial is a fitting tribute to the nobility of the teaching profession and the importance of teaching in grades pre-K to 5, and whereas Marie Morris, a first grade teacher at Wilson Elementary School, who has been serving Westfield Elementary students since 2006, has been awarded the 31st Annual Philhauer Fellowship for outstanding teaching, interest in children, and continued pursuit of professional growth. Whereas Marie Morris is commended as an extremely dedicated and passionate teacher who goes out of her way to meet the needs of all of her students while making learning fun, and for her commitment to the students, staff, and families of the Westfield Public Schools. Now therefore be it resolved that this Board of Education publicly expresses appreciation to the Rotary Club for establishing this award, and be it further resolved that this Board of Education sincerely congratulates Marie Morris for being named the 2023 Charles Philhauer Fellow, a significant honor and a notable accomplishment. And be it further resolved that this resolution be presented to Marie Morris on May 9th, 2023, and be it further resolved that a copy of this formal resolution becomes a part of the permanent records of this Board of Education. At this time, I'd like to invite Mrs. Morris to the podium to say a few words.
Wow. I would like to thank the Board of Education for inviting me here tonight and the Rotary Club for honoring an elementary teacher each year. I also want to thank Dr. Gonzalez and Ms. Marsh for their kind words and support. I am certainly very touched by the outpouring of love and kindness from our community. This past week, I've received so many wonderful notes, cards, emails, texts from colleagues, past students, parents, and friends. Thank you also to my family for being here. My husband, Jim, has always been my #1 fan. My 3 children who love and support me and they put up with me as I speak to them often in my teacher voice, and they're good about that. And to my father, Grandpa Tom, who my students know about, thanks for being an important part and here for me tonight. I would also like to start by acknowledging my first grade team. I know Brianna's here. Where are you, Brianna? Every day I feel fortunate to be her work mama and help her out. They're such talented teachers, and we spend a lot of time collaborating together and just making our lessons engaging, meaningful, and fun for our students. And to my entire Wilson family, some of them are here tonight, they inspire me each and every day, and we learn from each other, and we work together as a team. I am grateful to be a part of that staff, who I consider my dear friends, too. Over the past 17 years at Wilson, I've had the pleasure to work with 2 very incredible principals. I was hired by Mr. Joe Malanga as a paraprofessional when he became the principal of Wilson in 2006. Joe was a seasoned educator and showed me the ropes. He believed in me and helped me become the teacher I am today. For the past 2 years, I've had the opportunity to work with Ms. Marsh. Her presence is constantly felt around our school. Crystal can often be found, and visiting many of our classroom, joining in on our lessons. She connects with the students, and she's just wonderful to work with. And last but not least, I'd like to thank my sweet first grade class. I love your signs. They have been over the moon about this award. They're really big fans. I appreciate that. They come in every day with smiles on their faces, so excited to learn, and they love school, which is awesome. They even sometimes bring me Kit Kats when they're trying to get on my good side, because they know it's my favorite candy. They are the reason I do what I do every day. Last week, when I was asked why I wanted to be a teacher, I immediately thought of my mom, who was also a first grade teacher for 33 years. Fun fact, I always remembered her love of teaching and how she made a difference with her students. She was my mentor, friend, and a wonderful role model. She's still my inspiration today and a reminder of why I love being an educator. As elementary teachers, we wear many hats, sometimes acting as a nurse, counselor, coach, friend, referee. We are here because we care deeply about children, and teachers do more than just teach the curriculum. Through our daily encounters, children learn how to care for one another. Being nice gives us hope and makes us good people. Empathy and kindness are my main priorities. It is my belief that we have to continue teaching these values and lead by our example. One of the things that Ms. Marsh mentioned was how I incorporate the Peanuts character Snoopy in my classroom community. We call our class the Snoopy Pals, and from the very first day of school, the children feel a sense of belonging and connection. They absolutely love my large collection of musical dancing Snoopies. Don't you? Quite often, the children are rewarded by earning Snoopy dollars and doing Snoopy dances. Who knew a plush dog could be so motivating? I can't tell you the number of Foreman students, one was here tonight, that are in high school and middle school and who have very fond memories of first grade, and they always ask me, "Is Snoopy still your class mascot?" And I say, "Of course." Thank you all for having me here tonight. I'm honored and humbled to have chosen for this Phil Hauer Award. This is such a significant acknowledgement for me to be among my peers who have received this award is so meaningful. Thank you all for everything. You guys are the best. Now we have to get it. Yes.
At this time, I'd ask the board to read announcements, please. Brendan, would you like to start?
Absolutely. The 10th annual Greta's Run for Imagine will be held on Sunday, May 21st at Roosevelt Intermediate School beginning at 8 a.m. Greta's Run is an official US ATF 5K race hosted by Imagine, a center for coping with loss. Immediately following the race is the Kids Fun Run, followed by an extended 1-mile memory walk where participants can walk in memory of someone they have lost. There will be food, live music, and local vendors cheering on the walkers and runners at the finish line. All proceeds from the event will support the children and families at Imagine. For more information, including on how to register for the event, is located on the Community Flyers page on the district website.
I have two of them. The Westfield High School No Place for Hate Committee will hold a holiday fair on May 19th in Cafeteria B of the high school from 7 to 8:30 p.m. to celebrate the different religions and cultures in Westfield. This event will have traditional foods, activities, stations, and an Indian dance performance. Each station will have information about various religious and cultural traditions, including Hinduism, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and the Lunar New Year. All members of the Westfield Public School community are invited to attend. Second, the PTC Special Education Committee will host a morning social on Friday, June 2nd at 9:30 a.m. at Rock and Joe in Westfield at 20 Prospect Street. Come grab some coffee and celebrate nearing the end of another successful school year. Thank you.
The Adopt a Drain competition is on, hosted by the Westfield Green Team through May 31. To learn more, including how to adopt a storm drain in your neighborhood, visit the Westfield Green Team page at westfieldnj.gov. Information also is posted on the Community Flyers page on the district website.
Mary, announcement.
I wanted to be last, but it's okay. On May 2nd, 27 student athletes signed national letters of intent to compete at the college level. Last fall, 18 student athletes signed letters of intent as well. This brings the total number of Westfield High School seniors who will play college sports next year to 45, the largest group in the program's history. Visit the news section of the district and high school website for a list of the athletes. Congratulations to all.
Speaking of religious holidays, I wanted to wish a belated Eid Mubarak to those who celebrated it. It was on April 21st, 2023. And also congratulate the state of New Jersey for the passage of a bill recognizing January as Muslim Heritage Month. And congratulations to Roosevelt Intermediate School 6th grader Griffin Simon for earning first place across 7 central New Jersey counties in the New Jersey Council for the Social Studies Student Recognition Awards. The award recognizes engagement and excellence in social studies.
Two times each school year, Westfield High School teachers nominate students who demonstrate the specific qualities and character that reflect the outlook and beliefs of former principal Dr. Derek Nelson. Congratulations to the recipients of the Spring 2023 Lift While You Climb Award in honor of Dr. Nelson: Olivia Berger, Liam Concanon, Gianna Puglisi, and Henry Siegerman. Congratulations.
To celebrate Earth Day on April 22nd, the Westfield Public School District's Green Team held an Earth Day poster contest for students in grades 6 through 12. The contest was organized by K through 12 Supervisor of Science Tom Patterson, who leads the district's new Green Team. The poster contest theme was Invest in Our Planet. Thank you to all the students who took part in the contest, and congratulations to the following creators of the winning designs: Abigail Kahn, grade 12, Westfield High School; Catherine Lee, grade 12, Westfield High School; Celine Zhang, grade 6, Edison Intermediate School; and Robert Dragon, grade 7, Roosevelt Intermediate School. Congratulations.
All Westfield Public Schools will be closed on Monday, May 29th in observance of Memorial Day. Schools also will be closed on Friday, May 26th and Tuesday, May 30th for unused snow days.
The next regular public meeting of the Board of Education will be on Tuesday, June 13th in Cafeteria B at Westfield High School beginning at 7 p.m. We look forward to recognizing various student achievements along with the recipients of the Steengraaf Optimist Club and the Westfield High School Staff Awards. The meeting will be live streamed via the district YouTube channel, which viewers can access on the board tab on the district website. The complete agenda will be available on Friday, June 9th, also on the board tab. And at this time, I'd like to turn it over to a report by Dr. Gonzalez.
Thank you. First and foremost, I would like to take the opportunity to thank all members of the Westfield school community and the town of Westfield who came out to vote last month, April 28th. April 28th was a very significant moment in the district's current progress towards school improvement and district improvement, as it represented an opportunity for our community to become active partners in how we move forward as a school district. Through the support of a positive vote, the school district is now able to continue with its plans to be able to move forward with the development of an educational experience that builds upon our existing foundation of traditions of excellence, as well as begin our expansion of programmings and opportunities for our school. This is an opportunity for the administration and the board to also use that as the significance that the work that we are doing is taking us in the right direction, and certainly in conjunction with our soon-to-be presented strategic plan that will identify our goals and objectives to carry us forward over the next 5 years. So I'm very excited as the superintendent of schools to be able to transition into this next phase of our evolution as a school district, but certainly appreciate everyone who came out to exercise their vote and look forward to that continued participation and increased participation, and certainly as we continue in the coming years. The next steps as far as where we go as a school district is really takes place in two parts. Well, certainly we have to finish our current school year, so there's a lot to be done in order to continue to ensure that we close out the current school year's activities as well as our current school year budget. While at the same time planning for the year ahead, knowing now what our fiscal experience is going to be, we have the ability to identify what opportunities we have to fill vacancies, to create opportunities, and to build on programs that will take us into the coming year. I look forward to working with our administration, both at the central office as well as the school level, to work with our staff in order to be able to demonstrate to the school community what we are able to do with the support that we receive. So we look forward to future reports in the coming months and the year ahead. We also see this as the opportunity to be able to directly align our future budgets to our strategic plan. This was an opportunity for us that was born out of necessity this year. We recognized that the unsustainable fiscal formula of the 2% tax levy cap that was placed on us moving into this school year would not have been sufficient had we not received any of the adjustments or increases in state aid. So we moved to an April election out of necessity in order to try to keep our district whole at a minimum, but certainly build programs moving forward. Now that we have our fiscal plan ahead of us to be able to incorporate the public vote into the work that we do, our next steps will also start to build upon our strategic plan in order to incorporate a fiscal plan, a facilities plan, a curriculum plan, a program plan, and a staffing plan in order to continue to see our programs develop. So all of that is in the works. All of that are exciting opportunities, but it was all kicked off by the April 28th budget outcome. So thank you again for everyone. The next and final part of my report this evening, because I think we've done a lot to celebrate the staff and the contributions of our students and staff in really defining our traditions of excellence. I do want to be able to also use my superintendent's report to confirm that the 2021-2022 HIB grades have been finalized by the New Jersey Department of Education as required under the Anti-Bullying Bill of Rights. To view our grades, all you have to do is go onto our website. Under the menu portion of our website, you will see a subcategory for all of the information relative to harassment, intimidation, and bullying, which includes the actual self-assessment. This self-assessment was presented to the board as our self-assessment initially that we submitted to the State Department of Education and is now posted as our final grades. The Commissioner's program for determining grades under the Anti-Bullying Bill of Rights is a process intended to strengthen school climate and culture through the prevention and intervention that addresses harassment, intimidation, and bullying. District and school staff are encouraged to use this data to educate staff and the community about our current practices and engage them in identifying and addressing the areas of need of improvement. When you look at the self-assessments, when you look at the grades, you'll notice that the grades are broken down based upon the programs, policies, staff training, and curricular opportunities that we incorporate, as well as how we actually implement the Anti-Bullying Bill of Rights and the requirements under our policy and the state law. So I do encourage everyone to take a moment to review those grades, but also understand that those grades represent an opportunity for growth and improvement as we look at that as a school community and identify those areas that we can certainly grow and improve upon. So that concludes my report this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Gonzalez. At this time, we'd like our high school student representative report. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you. As the school year is coming to end, Westfield High School students have been busy preparing for their upcoming exams. Many students have been taking advanced placement tests this week and also last week and this week, hoping to receive college credit, while others will be preparing for the NJSLA next week. To help students prepare, the school websites provide a comprehensive schedule of the various tests and exams, including the final exam schedule. On May 2nd, the WHS community gathered in the high school cafeteria to celebrate the academic and athletic achievements of 27 senior student athletes who signed letters of intent with colleges and universities. The signing ceremony was a proud moment for the student coaches and families, with a total of 45 WHS seniors signing letters of intent this school year. These students' dedication and hard work serve as a testament to the school's commitment to excellence, not only in athletics, but also in academics and other areas. In addition to athletic achievements, WHS students have been showcasing their musical talents on a national stage. The concert choir and chorale traveled to Washington, D.C. to participate in the World Strides Music Festival on April 22nd through 23rd. The students' performances were amazing, and the WHS community is proud of their outstanding representation of the school. This Friday, the high school will host its annual underclassmen spring semi-formal. Links to buy tickets have been emailed to students via their school emails and parents/guardians through the PTSO. The dance is available to all freshmen and sophomores and will take place from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Overall, the WHS community continues to strive for excellence in academics, athletics, and the arts. The school's commitment to providing its students with opportunities to excel in various areas is evident in the achievements of its students this year. As the school year comes to a close, the WHS community can look back at these accomplishments with pride and look forward to even greater accomplishments in the future. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Patrick. Okay, next up is board committee reports. We can start with curriculum, instruction, and programs. Kristen and Rob, or Rob?
That's me today. Can you hear me? Okay. SIP met on April 27th. We had quite a busy meeting, so I have a lot of highlights. We reviewed several social studies curricula with Andrea Brennan. Two key items that came out of our meeting during reviewing the 3 AP Social Studies courses include that the College Board is encouraging AP Social Studies courses to be taught in a more project-based style, as opposed to primarily note-taking. As a result, the College Board is offering many professional development opportunities over the summer to help train AP teachers in how to implement project-based learning while still covering the required curriculum. Another key highlight was one example of how students had the opportunity to turn theory into practice this year in AP Government and Politics is that the students are the ones who ran the new voter registration program at WHS. We also reviewed the Global Citizen Social Studies Language Arts crossover course with Andrea Brennan, Liz Riley, Anthony Farag, and Bailey Verdone. Did I say that correctly? Anthony. The goals of this course are to humanize history for students, to encourage students to look at issues from different angles, and to train students to use logic when arriving at a decision by ensuring your conclusion is supported with evidence. We also reviewed several science curricula with Tom Patterson. Of key interest was the intermediate science curriculum because Westfield was one of the districts to pilot this new curriculum, and Tom Patterson has been very pleased with the outcomes. Teachers and students alike genuinely enjoy the problem-based learning style that each unit provides. Lastly, we reviewed 2 components of the district's gifted program. First, we reviewed the effective learning curriculum to support our elementary gifted students' social and emotional needs. And second, we reviewed the advanced math program for our gifted elementary school students. We ended our meeting discussing how we can tweak our curriculum review process to allow for better efficiency and improved learning outcomes. We plan to continue this discussion once our new Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction begins this summer. Lastly, we have a tentative meeting set for June 1st. Any questions? Yes.
Thank you for all your work. I just have a couple of follow-up questions because we had some email correspondence. The first was the extracurricular activities and enrichment. I took a look at the draft, and I know it's still a work in progress, and thank you to the SIP committee for creating that list that hopefully we'll fill out and complete. But I just wanted to highlight a couple things, which is what caused me to take interest in this issue as a mom as well, is we've got some great programs at the high school that are academically focused: math modeling, robotics, science Olympiad, math league, American mathematics, fantastic. However, the middle school doesn't have as much in terms of matching that, because I think those of us who are parents know it's very difficult to get a 15-year-old to start a new activity. Usually the middle school years, sometimes late elementary school years, are when they're most intellectually curious and they're willing to try new things through these enrichment programs or extracurricular activities. And so I just wanted to kind of raise the issue of looking into having robotics, for example, in middle school, so that it's an easy transition into high school, or something that's related to science or math. We might have a math extracurricular. But again, thinking of something that's after school, I don't know what the pay structure, ideally nobody has to pay for it, but I know we have a limited budget, but even if it's allowing parents to pay and then we subsidize those families who can't afford it, I think that would be really helpful. And I say that as a parent, right? And similarly with debate, to help kids go into mock trial. I know there's an elective, but debate in itself is a skill, it's an art, and oftentimes students get interested again in middle school and then continue on. So just wanted to raise that. I don't know if there's any update on that. When can we expect the list to be finalized, just so that we have a kind of full assessment of what's available?
So at the moment, the administrators have just been asked to continue to add to the audit document as they have time to do so. And then we will continue the process of evaluating how we'll expand or change the extracurricular activities once we have our new curriculum advisor in seat, because he'll be guiding us. So
And remember the elementary school kids too.
It's been tabled at the
Right.
moment for action.
Thank you.
Thanks. Other questions?
No, I was going to move on to Brendan if there's no more questions. Brendan for Finance and Facilities.
Thank you. Finance and Facilities met last week. We had a rather comprehensive agenda, and I'll hit some of the highlights of it tonight. Starting with our food service RFP. State law mandates that every 5 years we go out and solicit bids for our cafeteria services. This year was no exception to that. Or this year was the cycle. We're going to continue with Chartwell's as our food service vendor. Lunch prices are going to increase by 25 cents a meal for next year. Chartwell's has guaranteed the district a profit of $260,000 again this year, which we use for cafeteria improvements. It allows us to operate the cafeterias as a cost-neutral operation. Edison Field, the town tonight is authorized, at their town council meeting, is authorizing the bond ordinance for the Edison Field construction. And final design RFPs have been solicited. I believe in June, the engineer and architect will be selected for that project. As of now, there's still no involvement from the district. When construction begins, obviously, we'll have more to update. Student activity fee for next year is going to remain the same as it has for the last 10 years at $60 for Tier 2 activities and $125 for Tier 1 activities. Again, this is no change from the last 10 years. Lincoln soil update. We got an update from Patty regarding the condition of the Lincoln soil remediation. They're doing a couple more test bores and will provide a proposal for a solution in the coming weeks. District transportation and special ed costs are continuing to run higher than we anticipated, but healthcare is running lower, and the two sort of wash each other out. Again, that's something we're always watching. Transportation costs in particular are wildly unpredictable right now. Our vendor for next year has decided to not renew the contract, so we are required to go out to bid on that. We're anticipating that the increase to that will exceed current CPI increases. On the governance section of the agenda tonight, there's a resolution authorizing the district to participate in the Sustainable New Jersey Schools program. We believe that all of our schools will meet at least bronze criteria in the next year, and silver after that. And then the big one, Roosevelt facade. We went out to bid on the Roosevelt facade project, which has grown from a small project to a very large disruptive project. Normally under state law, we're required to select the lowest bidder, lowest qualified bidder, to be clear. The lowest bid came in at $3.8 million, and that bidder is not qualified. They are not able to do the steel work that's required, and they didn't provide the name of a subcontractor that is. So we have to reject that bid. And the second lowest bid came in at $4.75 million, so almost $1 million more. This is slightly less than the budgeted amount, but still far more than we thought it was going to cost us 2 years ago. So yeah, those are the highlights. There's a couple other things on the agenda, but they're much smaller in comparison. Any questions?
Thanks, Brendan. I just wanted to add or restate the obvious, because I think it's just important for us to talk about this as much as we can, which is that we don't have any space. And first, congratulations, everybody, on getting the budget passed. Thank you to Dr. Gonzalez. Thank you to Patty. Thank you to the entire team who worked on this, Mary Ann, and everyone else. But, you know, one thing we also discussed is how we don't have space. And at some point, hopefully once the strategic planning process is over and you know, we get into the right phase of that process, we start thinking about how we can get more space so that we're not using closets for purposes other than storage and for school purposes. But I think this is a community-wide effort, and all of us have to really be vested in getting more space for our students and our teachers. So that I look forward to that new challenge. Thank you, Brendan.
Yes. As we adopt our strategic plan next month and then move into the action phase of it, a large component of that is going to be facilities needs. Looking to hopefully start the conversation at the board level or at the committee level in the fall, with then going out to RFP for architectural services to help create that vision and then enact it. But this is going to be a multi-year project. It's probably 5 years by the time we get to see new space actually being used in our schools. But it's a long, arduous process, and it's not something we're not overlooking it. It's definitely something that's been at the core of every facilities and strategic planning conversation for the last several years, and will continue to be going forward. It'll be part of policies, it'll be part of curriculum, it'll be part of every committee, because we can't do any new programs without space. We can't.
Get a full
everything is so integrated into each other that it's going to involve every board member, every committee, every administrator, and many teachers in the district, plus obviously community involvement to sell a bond.
Right. So the earlier we get started, the better.
Yes.
Thank you, Brendan. Layla, Policies, Personnel, and Governance.
Okay, our May 5th PPG meeting was a continuation of our discussion about the school calendar for 2024 to 2025. We continued the discussion at our May meeting. The process included reference to the New Jersey Department of Education list of religious holidays and our own list of observances. It was recommended that the administration gather feedback from the Teachers Association regarding the start date of the school year prior to presenting the 2024-2025 school calendar onto the agenda. The policies I'll be moving tonight are similar, if not exactly the same. There are, I'll be motioning to move 5 policies recommended by the Finance and Facilities Committee for first reading based on Strauss-Esme policy alerts. There are 9 policies and 3 regulations for second reading, similarly based on the Strauss-Esme policy alerts. And item C on the agenda under policy clarifies that the regulation 9140 was a mandatory regulation, and the second reading of mandated policy guide 9120 is replacing 9100. If you have any questions or any discussion, please feel free. Go ahead.
So I just want to raise a question that hopefully will continue to be addressed in the policies, and I brought this up before, but I just want to raise it again, which is, because I want to do it in advance, as far as advance as possible, which is consideration of the religious holidays of Eid, Diwali, and Chinese New Year, in terms of taking those holidays into consideration in terms of how we schedule our calendar year for 24 to 25. We've already approved 23 to 24, because, you know, as we know, students have to miss class, sometimes there are exams, although I know we've suggested to teachers not to give exams, but we don't know if that's, in fact, you know, how much that's practiced. And also just to, as a form of diversity, equity, inclusion, that we're considering the diverse, as Kristen mentioned, with our Take on Hate event coming up, is considering the various religions, because, you know, we're a diversifying community. So just asking the Policies Committee to take that in consideration, have the discussion, and then bring it to the board, and we can have the discussion here, because I do think it's just something, at least for me, that's important. Thank you.
Thank you. And if you look at the agenda on the board portal, please note that the conversations have been happening. Thanks. Any other questions, comments? Okay.
Thank you, Layla. At this time, I'd like to recognize the public on agenda action items only. During this portion of the meeting, district residents and staff are invited to address the Board of Education on agendas action items only. The board requests that individuals state their name and address for the record, the specific action items they are commenting on, and asks that all remarks be directed to the board president or designee, not to individual members or staff. The board asks that members of the public be courteous and mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Specifically, comments regarding personal matters are discouraged and cannot be responded to by the board. Students and employees have specific legal rights afforded by the laws of New Jersey. The board bears no responsibility, nor will it be liable for any comments made by members of the public. If a matter concerning a district staff member is of interest or concern to a resident, the matter should be referred to the responsible building principal, superintendent of schools, or the Board of Education, either by telephone, letter, or email. Although the board may not respond to items raised during the public forum, all public comments will be considered. Please note that if any member of the public becomes disruptive during the meeting, the board president may terminate the participant's statement. Continued disruptions may result in removal from the meeting or adjournment of the meeting. Each speaker's statement will be limited to 3 minutes in duration. Okay, at this time, I'd like to move on to the reorganization. The items in this section are the annual motions used to set the stage for the board and district to operate for the upcoming year. Okay, I'd like to move items A through GG under the reorganization section of tonight's agenda.
Second.
Is there, thank you, Brendan. Any discussion or questions?
So is this for everything A through G?
GG.
Okay.
In
Yeah.
reorganization.
Yeah, so I want to raise just C. I couldn't attend the March 28th and April 20th meeting because it conflicted with fasting, with Ramadan. And I made a request to the president, but didn't get a response to change it, so, I missed those meetings. So on March 26th of 2024, I was looking, it's a lunar calendar, so Ramadan changes every 2 years. So March 26th is going to be the last week, or the first week, or the last week of Ramadan next year. And so the fasting will end at 7:16, and so usually it takes about half an hour to 45 minutes to eat and pray. So I would like to have that changed to 8 o'clock, or at least consideration of that, because I won't be able to attend the meeting, but just wanted to raise that point.
So we had a lengthy discussion about this at our last policies meeting, and when we started this discussion about the start time, we started discussing multiple reasons why people might not be able to attend the meeting at a 7 o'clock, whether it's for personal obligations, work obligations, religious obligations, and as professionals and responsible adults, we felt as if everybody can come as possible when they can, and if they are late, there's no penalty for them being late. They're not penalized for being late because they're making that decision. If it's something in their personal life that requires them to not be able to attend or to attend late, that would just not be something that would be held against them, and that everybody would be responsible for managing their own schedule.
I'm sorry, just to further that, we looked up the policies as well, because I know that there has been some discussion about if someone misses consecutive meetings. And in fact, it's against policy to remove someone if they have cause, and good cause. And certainly religious, along with other personal or professional obligations, can be considered good cause.
Well, I don't know if that's completely accurate to say that somebody, professional obligations, if somebody misses 4 meetings in a row because they have a teaching obligation, or they commute and they just can't come to 4 board meetings in a row, that's not the intent of statute. It's up to the board to then decide whether their cause is good, but a blanket statement that professional obligations or any other obligation would not be considered good cause, or would be considered good cause, is not the intent of statute.
Well, I don't know that you can speak to the intent of statute, because I think
There's
that
a volume of case law on it.
I think that it would be a case-by-case basis, but regardless, religious obligations certainly would be a good cause. In addition, if someone does have to miss a meeting, that is the reason why we are a board of 9. As long as there is a quorum present, we can conduct the business of the board.
And Sonal, just to point out, I didn't even get a response to my request to change the meeting. So it would have been at least collegial to do that by the former president.
Ready
Are there
for a
any
vote?
other questions?
Well, are you making a motion to amend the calendar for next year? Or just bringing up the objection
Yeah.
to it?
Yeah, so I'll make a motion to amend March 26, 2024 board meeting to start at 8 p.m.
I'll second that motion.
Do you have any discussion on that?
Any additional discussion, comments that anybody would like to say about that motion before we call a vote?
I'll just say that the comment that there are some people who think a religious holiday may not be for a cause, just makes me feel more compelled to just change the date so that we can all have equal opportunity to attend.
Who said that religious obligations weren't a good reason?
You just made the
Wait,
point.
before we get into this discussion, can everybody please just direct this through myself as I'm moving these items? So we've got the motion, which is to change the time of the March 26th meeting
Is that
to 8
correct,
o'clock.
Sahar? The amendment that you're requesting is to change the meeting time to 8 PM? Okay, for the March meeting, the second March meeting.
Does anybody have any other discussion, comments? Please let me know, and I will take record, and we can go through this one at a time.
If I can comment.
Layla, please.
Again, I just want to say that, that because this is a case-by-case basis, and because I think that the interpretation of the statute would be that a religious observance is a good cause, I don't think that there's any penalty for missing a meeting, and I think that the business of the board can be conducted as long as there's a quorum. And I think that the important thing to have put on the record is that that's cause.
And I'd also like to reiterate that we did have a very lengthy discussion about this, and it had, it was more of a question about everybody as professionals, as adults, as mature adults on this board, to do what they intended to do by running to be on the board. We just read the code of ethics tonight, so what their responsibilities are, and everybody makes it to the best of their abilities, able to attend, and if they cannot attend, it's everybody's own individual schedules, and whether that might be a religious reason for you, it might be something else for somebody else. It could be work, it could be home, whatever it might be, and so we felt that by keeping the time at 7 and allowing, as Layla mentioned, allowing members for just cause to have to miss meetings or come late to meetings, that would be acceptable and would not be something that would, they'd be penalized for, and as long as we have a quorum, we could continue to conduct board business, which is what we're here to do.
That's fair. I just want to say that my position would be that if another faith, a minority faith, Jewish, Hindu, or other minority faith asked for that accommodation, I would gladly grant it to them. But I understand not everybody has the same position.
I understand and respect what the policy committee came to decide. I too, like Sahar, believe that a religious obligation is one that typically there's precedence to respect, and so I'm okay with it being, since it's with such far notice, we're acting proactively. I think we can schedule appropriately. I'm okay with that request of 1 hour. But I completely understand and respect what the policy committee is suggesting also.
Okay, can we have a vote?
Yes, we're voting to amend item C in the reorg. Sahar Aziz,
Yes.
Rob Bonaccio,
Yes.
Kent Diamond,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
No.
Charles Gelinas,
Yes.
Layla Morelli,
No.
Sonal Patel,
No.
Kristen Sonic Schmeltz,
Yes.
Mary Wickens.
No.
So we have 5. The motion is amended, so now the start time will be 8 PM. Now we will vote. Now we have to vote on that again to accept item C. So all that did was amend the motion to put it back, to put it into the agenda. Now we have to actually vote on it. So do you want to vote on that separate, or do you want to do it the A through? I would think you want to move that separately.
So we'll move that separately.
yep.
Do we
So
move
we-
that first, or we move everything else first?
You can.
Just move C first?
Yeah, you can just vote on C separate, that's fine.
Okay, so we are just moving action item C under the reorg, which is to move the,
Amended.
amended start time of
Yep.
8 PM for the March 26th meeting.
Yep.
Okay, can we have a roll call? A vote?
Well, you have to have, no, I need someone.
I need someone to second.
I need I need someone to make the motion and so you're making the motion?
I'm making the motion to move action item C.
Okay.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kent. Can we have a vote?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sahar Aziz,
Yes.
Rob Bonaccio,
Yes.
Kent Diamond,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
Yes.
Charles Gelinas,
Yes.
Layla Morelli,
Yes.
Sonal Patel,
Yes?
Kristen Sonic Schmeltz,
Yes.
Mary Wickens.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Now
I'd
you're going to
like-
move
Yes.
items A through GG, but not item C because we already voted on that.
Yes, I'd like to move items A through GG, excluding C. Can I have a second? Thank you, Kent. Does anybody have any questions about any other items in the reorganization? Okay. Can we have a vote?
Sahar Aziz,
Yes.
Rob Bonaccio,
Yes.
Kent Diamond,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
Yes.
Charles Gelinas,
Yes.
Layla Morelli, Sonal Patel,
Yes?
Kristen Sonic Schmeltz,
Yes.
Mary Wickens.
Yes.
I'd like the board to approve the minutes of the April 20th, 2023 board meeting.
Second.
Thank you, Brendan. Is that just an all in favor?
Yep.
All in favor? Raise your hand. Okay. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, Rob, governance?
No problem. I'd like to move action items A and B for the governance portion of the agenda. May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Thank you.
Can we have a vote?
Sahar Aziz,
Yes.
Rob Bonaccio,
Yes.
Kent Diamond,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
Yes.
Charles Gelinas,
Yes.
Layla Morelli,
Yes.
Sonal Patel,
Yes?
Kristen Sonic Schmeltz,
Yes.
Mary Wickens.
Yes.
Okay, Layla, personnel?
I'd like to move items A through HH under the personnel section of tonight's agenda. Is there a second?
I second.
Mary? Dr. Gonzalez, would you like to draw attention to any personnel matters at this time?
Yes. Tonight I am announcing the retirement of Hector Garcia. Hector, for the last 23 years, has been a custodian, first at Tamaulipas and then at the high school. He has served as an integral member of both the day and night shift teams, where he takes pride in keeping his areas clean and in making sure that each classroom is ready for the next day. We wish Hector a happy and healthy retirement.
I'd just like to note it's items A through KK with the revision today.
I, JJ, and KK were added.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I'd like to change that and move items A through KK. KK? Mary, you gonna second? Thanks. Mary would
Can
like to
I
second
also
it.
say something about Hector? Because I worked with him for many years in the school, and he was always amazing. He was always there for you. He would always, when you call him on the radio, he would be right there and always friendly. Got there early, stayed there. He was just amazing to work with. And we can't, as teachers, you guys know, you can't get anywhere without your custodians and your secretaries. So. I just wanted to give a shout out to Hector, and I wish him the best.
Okay. Can we have a vote?
Sahar Aziz,
Yes.
Rob Bonaccio,
Yes.
Kent Diamond,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
Yes.
Charles Gelinas,
Yes.
Layla Morelli,
Yes.
Sonal Patel,
Yes?
Kristen Sonic Schmeltz,
Yes.
Mary Wickens.
Yes.
Okay, Brendan, Finance and Facilities.
You know,
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, you just told me that.
At this time, I'd like to take the opportunity, because with the vote that just took place, the Board of Education approved the appointment of Dr. Matthew Bolton as our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum Instruction and Programs in order to allow our district to be able to grow and move forward in our offerings for this, the coming school year and years ahead. I do want to take the opportunity to personally thank him for his interest in growing as an educational leader, but also for taking the leap from school level leadership to district level leadership. I'm thrilled that we have the opportunity to add him to our central office leadership team to work in tandem with Dr. Mike Weissman and other members of our central office cabinet in order to lead our district moving forward. So at this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Bolton to join us at the podium to offer any welcoming words or introduction.
Thank you, Dr. Gonzalez. I'd like to thank the Board of Education and Dr. Gonzalez for the trust and confidence you've shown through providing me with this opportunity. In March of 2007, I began my employment with the Westfield Public Schools as the assistant principal at Roosevelt Intermediate School. Over the course of the next 16 years, I've had the good fortune to work as a school leader at Lincoln Early Childhood Learning Center, McKinley School, and Edison Intermediate School over the past 11 years. In each of these positions and throughout my entire experience within the Westfield Public Schools, I've experienced outstanding educators, excellent leaders, and a community that continually demonstrates that it values and supports the work that we do within our schools. And as someone who has a vested interest in the success of our students and our teachers, I don't know that there's more that you could ask for. I'd be remiss if I did not use this opportunity to express my gratitude to the outstanding educators and leaders whose mentorship has shaped both my professional growth and career in this district. I'd like to thank Dr. Margaret Dolan, Mrs. Barbara Ball, Dr. Mike Weissman, Mr. Stuart Kerry, and of course, Dr. Ray Gonzalez. Each one of you in your own subtle and sometimes direct ways has challenged, guided, and inspired me. I'm incredibly excited by the opportunity that this position will afford me to have a positive impact on the curriculum and quality of instruction experienced by all of the students in the Westfield Public Schools. I look forward to working closely with school, department, and district leaders as together we chart a truly bright future for the Westfield Public Schools. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations. Brendan, Finance and Facilities.
yes, I ask the board to approve finance and facilities items A through L. Can I have a second? Second. Thank you, Kent. Any questions or comments? All right.
Okay, can we have a vote?
Sahar Aziz,
Yes.
Rob Bonaccio,
Yes.
Kent Diamond,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
Yes.
Charles Gelinas.
Yes.
Layla Morelli, Sonal Patel,
Yes.
Kristen Sonic-Schmeltz,
Yes.
Mary Wickens.
Yes.
Layla, Policies.
I'd like to move items A through D under the policy section of tonight's agenda. Item A are 5 policies recommended by the Finance and Facilities Committee for first reading based on Strauss-Esme policy alerts. Item B are 9 policies and 3 regulations for second reading based on policy alerts from Strauss-Esme. Item C is that clarification of Regulation 9140. And item D is the second reading of the mandated policy guide 9120, replacing 9100. Do I have a second? Kristen? Any questions? Discussion?
I just have a quick question. What's the Citizen Advisory Committees?
Okay. The Citizen Advisory Committees talks about, hold on a second, it talks about how members of the committees don't need to be open to the public. Specifically, hold on a second, I'm sorry. It's a mandatory regulation. Let me just pull it up, I'm sorry.
Layla, basically, the policy allows the board to establish committees, including members of the community, for matters where we deem it appropriate.
Right.
Such as, if there was going to be redistricting or a rehash of how we do things in the district, we may find it valuable to include members of the public, but it doesn't require the district to do so.
My understanding is like the DEI committee would be considered
Absolutely,
this as well.
yeah. Mhm.
But this regulation was saying that it need not be open to the public, like the OPMA.
The policy, the regulation being repealed, but the policy still exists.
Mhm.
So the change is primarily that these committees don't have to be public committees, is that correct, Dr.
There's no
Gonzalez?
change.
Yeah, no, the repeal, if I could add, the repeal is because the policy incorporates the language. So the repeal of the regulation is because we don't need the regulation anymore, as the language has been incorporated into the policy itself.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Policy is the direction that the board gives to the administration. Regulation is how the administration plans to implement the policy. Since the policy is clear, the need for regulation no longer existed.
Thank you, everyone, for your input. Can we have a vote?
Sahar Aziz,
Yes.
Rob Bonaccio,
Yes.
Ken Diamond,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan.
Yes.
Charles Jelinas.
Yes.
Layla Morelli. Sonal Patel.
Yes.
Kristen Sonic Schmeltz.
Yes.
Mary Wickens.
Yes.
Curriculum, instruction, and programs.
I make a motion for the board to consider action items A through D under SIP today. A, ask the board to approve several science, social studies, interdisciplinary, and gifted curricula for first reading. B, ask the board to approve several world language courses for second reading. C, ask the board to approve a series of field trips. And D, ask the board to approve several interns and student teachers at various levels throughout the district. Can I get a second?
Second.
Brendan? Anybody have any questions?
Can we have a vote?
Sahar Aziz,
Yes.
Rob Bonaccio,
Yes.
Ken Diamond,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
Yes.
Charles Jelinas.
Yes.
Layla Morelli, Sonal Patel,
Yes.
Kristen Sonic Schmeltz,
Yes.
Mary Wickens.
Yes.
Do we need to approve notes for the record? Just notes for the record?
Just note them.
Acknowledge them.
Acknowledge notes for the record. Okay, any unfinished business? New business? Liaison reports? Okay, at this time, I'd like to recognize the public for comments. During this portion of the meeting, members of the public are invited to address the Board of Education on any topic. The board requests that individuals state their name and address for the record and asks that all remarks be directed to the board president or designee, not to individual board members or staff. The board asks that members of the public be courteous and mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Specifically, comments regarding personnel matters are discouraged and cannot be responded to by the board. Students and employees have specific legal rights afforded by the laws of New Jersey. The board bears no responsibility, nor will it be liable for any comments made by members of the public. If a matter concerning a district staff member is of interest or concern to a resident, the matter should be referred to the responsible building principal, superintendent of schools, or the Board of Education, either by telephone, letter, or email. Although the board may not respond to items raised during the public forum, all public comments will be considered. Please note that if any member of the public becomes disruptive during the meeting, the board president may terminate the participant's statement. Continued disruptions may result in a removal from the meeting or adjournment of the meeting. Each speaker's statement can be limited to 3 minutes, will be limited to 3 minutes in duration.
Christine Binder, 404 West Dudley Ave. Before my time starts, I just wanted to congratulate Rob on his vice presidency, Sonia on her presidency, and this gentleman.
and also the new members, but I also want to state some sincere concerns regarding the election. I'm here tonight to voice my concern on what I thought was supposed to be a nonpartisan school board election. I was of the understanding that school boards, including the Westfield School Board, was supposed to be a nonpartisan body. However, after seeing current and former Democratic politicians publicly step into the race by endorsing Brendan Galligan, Kent Iman, and Charles Gelinas, I was confused. I am not here to debate or favor one party over the other. However, the Westfield community should not feel that either party has any undue influence or access to this nonpartisan body. Although I understand that people, including politicians, have the right to endorse a candidate, and in Brendan Galligan's words from the last meeting, the right of free association, this does send a message to the community that these candidates aren't taking a nonpartisan stance. When politicians of any party make a strong push to get board members elected, it gives a gloss of partisanship, to say the least. Although my issue is less about the personal and public endorsements, photo ops, tweets, and retweets, as well as thanking current and former politicians, it is more about how these three candidates accepted, shared, and in some cases even asked political figures to share their meet and greet information, which they did. For example, Charles Gelinas asked our mayor on Twitter to please share and come to his meet and greet that he had at Northside Kitchen, and she did. Do these actions start to politicize a body of which is by New Jersey statute to be nonpartisan? New Jersey statute requires that every board member will abide by the following code of ethics. The board member will refuse to surrender his or her independent judgment to special interest or partisan political groups, or to use the schools for personal gain or for the gain of friends. Does taking pictures and accepting endorsements from a former congressman that personally sent emails to only Democrats in our community urging them to vote for a specific slate of candidates risk the appearance that their independent judgment may be compromised? The higher bar here is also the appearance of nonpartisanship, because this certainly gives a feeling of partisanship, which is not good for the community at large. We want to be able to trust our school board to make independent decisions. Does it come close to the line when these three candidates gleefully accept endorsements from politicians, and did it also give the appearance that politicians were even actively campaigning on their behalf?
Please finish your sentence.
Okay. I would also like to add that it is my understanding from longtime Westfield observers that they have never seen a politician endorse a school board candidate before in this town. In closing, I would just like to say that I think it is important to truly keep partisan politics off of our school board, and for all board members to be vigilant in keeping their judgment independent in fact and in appearance. Thank you.
Emily Barker, 434 Longfellow. First, welcome to the new members of the board. I am up here, however, to express my disappointment in the way you got here. The blatant politicking of this past BOE election, which is supposed to be nonpartisan, is shameful. All three of the new members of the board publicly accepted and endorsements and funds, money, from a former Democrat congressman, which was documented in various New Jersey press. They were also enthusiastically endorsed by Westfield's Democrat mayor on her Twitter account and other social media. In one of these endorsements, the other two candidates running for the board were labeled and trashed, and parents who supported them were called nasty names. It is disheartening that politics are involved in our school's curriculum, but to extend it to the elections is not okay. The other candidates received no funds from any political party, which is the way you're supposed to conduct Board of Ed elections. To add fuel to the fire, a former member of the Board of Ed, also a Democrat, challenged the candidacies of the two candidates not endorsed by the mayor and congressman in order to remove them from contention just because. This board and the Westfield School District need to have a long, hard think about the legitimacy of their actions, and remember that the role of the Board of Ed is not only nonpartisan, it is to serve all children in this district. It is not to further yours or any other elected person's political agenda.
I hope that upon reflection, you will see the error of your ways and move forward in a respectful manner. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, if there's no more comments, then I'll close the public portion of this meeting. And we're on to adjournment. Can I have a second? Kristen, thank you. Everyone in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.